Спонсор видео — магазин игровых ключей СВГ. Лучшие цены во всем интернете. Продолжаем, друзья. В общем, в прошлой части у нас было совсем другое. Я уже был у храма, то есть я должен был пройти задание. Я прошел его сам, не стал записывать, ибо это рандомные задания, они одинаковые. То есть, вы просто зачищаете. Я прошел их огромное количество, как вы видите. Штук 30, наверное. Вот, все вот эти задания, они имеют одинаковое название, но просто вот нужно зачищать какие-то места. Докачался до 31 уровня. Сейчас я вам покажу, что я прокачал и что у меня появилось. Спаситель, он также остался, то есть немножечко урона у него увеличилось, 50 стал урон. Так, вот прокачал вот эту пушку. 131 урон имеет и пускать дополнительный заряд. Дробовик прокачал. Прокачал кучу перков на понятном уровне прокачал. Сейчас мы с вами отправимся выполнять одно задание с названием «Сюжет века». Так, для начала хотел вам сказать, что я отключил худ, то есть, поставил мод, который отключает худ и все остальное, прицел и прочее. В общем, сюжет века. Вот нам нужно вот сюда, я так понимаю, и теперь локальную карту юзаем и смотрим, куда нам нужно точно. Куда-то там далеко. Хорошо. Сюда. Ну, давайте попробуем, что же это за задание. Решил задание попроходить, ибо мне надоело уже бегать и проходить те задания, потому что они одинаковые. В смысле? Ее тут нету, что ли? Хорошо. Ага. Она вон там где-то. Хватит акать, мужик. Ты как мужик в сталкере. Да-да? Точнее. Да, мне нужно за эту зайти, а это чуть-чуть в другом месте делается. Буду теперь делать части в основном по заданиям, то есть не буду заниматься ерундой по возможности.
He's my client, Piper. Why don't you learn not to snoop on a man's private affairs?
Well, well, speak of the devil.
You're back, and not with your son. What happened?
С чего начать?
Where do you want me to start? The part where Kellogge turned out to be working for the Institute? Or the part where he told me they have Sean?
The Institute? Oh, boy.
I'm sorry, friend. Truly. That makes things considerably more complicated.
He ain't kidding. Heck, Nick's a synth, and even he doesn't know how to get in.
No synth does. Security protocols strip those memories out.
Мне нужно попасть
I
туда.
need to find a way.
I've been investigating these creeps for over a year now. The Commonwealth's boogeyman. Feared and hated by everyone.
True enough.
Sometimes they snatch people in the middle of the night, and sometimes they leave old synths behind to remind us that they're out there, but to this day, there's one thing nobody really knows.
Where the Institute actually is. Or how to get in.
Exactly. But there's one person who has to know, right? The guy who just handed them Sean.
Kellogge. Huh.
Келлог, он мертв.
Whatever you're thinking, it doesn't matter. He's dead.
Yeah. Figures the Institute's only man on the outside wouldn't be the type to be taken alive.
So, a murderer and a kidnapper gets his brains blown out by an avenging parent. Huh. Be a great ending if we didn't still have the biggest mystery in the Commonwealth to solve.
Это вообще задание сюжетное мы сейчас говорим, потому что сюжетная сценка у нас, типа, я так понимаю. И что теперь?
So, what now?
Gets his brains blown out. Huh. His brains. You know, we may not need the man at all.
You're talking crazy here, Nick. Got a fault in the old subroutines?
Look, there's a place in Good Neighbor called the Memory Den. Relive the past moments in your mind as clear as the day they happened. If anyone could get a dead brain to sing, it'll be Dr. Amari, the mind behind the memories.
Хо-хо-хо. Доктор Амари?
Who's this Dr. Romari?
I'll let her give you her life story in person. Let's stay focused. I guess we're gonna need a piece of Kellogg's brain. Enough gray matter to bring to Omari and find out if this is going to work.
Jesus, Nick. Gross. Seriously?
I know it's grisly, but what choice do we have? We got no leads, nothing. That old Merc's brain just might have all the
Очень
secrets we need
странно,
to know.
очень-очень странно. У меня кое-что есть.
Actually, I think I already have something. Kellogg had this thing attached to his head.
Cybernetics, huh? We may have just won the lottery.
Whether we're riding this crazy brain train or not, we can't all go running across the Commonwealth, so... Who's coming with you?
I have to go to the memory den either way, if I'm going to introduce you to Omari. But if you want to head there together, just say so.
Пойду в одиночку. Это с собой Ника.
It's you and me, Nick.
Let's get going. Don't worry. We're
Воссоединение.
gonna get your boy back. Just a few more steps.
Well, you two are out. I'm gonna do some more research. I'll be at the public if you need me.
Я вообще
And
сюда
by
по
the
другому
way,
заданию пришел.
At some point, you owe me an interview. I want to hear how this whole story got started.
Так, Пайпер, я с тобой хочу
Hey,
поговорить.
Piper.
Heading my way?
You sure you want to travel with me?
Well, it's that, or get back to writing the paper. I guess the paper can wait.
Пойдем.
Sure. Let's go.
Will do.
Traveling with Piper is not for the faint of heart. I'd know.
Nick, you always know just what to say.
Не-не, Ник, ты никуда не
Time to
отправляешься.
hit the road?
Я лучше с Ником пойду.
Let's head out.
Well,
Я думал,
So-
задание
Piper, I wouldn't know who else to take.
Пайпер в санчуаре пусть идет. Так. Я думал вообще о сюжетном задании, как бы, но... Ой, не о сюжетном, но придется пройти одно сюжетное. Давайте пройдем. Сюжетные, они всегда были интересными. Почему с ней нельзя нормально поговорить, Пайпер?
Me? I'm very successful.
Piper,
Heading my way?
Обмен.
let's trade.
This is what I've got.
Ладно. Видимо, сейчас не получится. Сейчас сюжетная канва, поэтому...
You keep that synth freak at arm's length. You understand me?
Не, я что-то тут подумал. Первый раз играю игру, я не буду играть без худа, так что сейчас я его уберу. Продолжаем. Так. Выносливость появилась, все появилось. Замечательно. Потому что первый раз, когда играешь, все-таки как-то неудобно немножко. Так, давайте пройдем немножечко сюжетного задания. Может быть, одно-два. И в следующей серии будем уже проходить задания побочные. То есть, раз начали, почему не пройти бы? И теперь у меня серии будут именно по заданиям, как я уже сказал. То есть, я буду стараться выполнять задания, чтобы что-то было интересное в серии. Бегать я буду меньше, вырезать я буду всякие пробежки от одного места к другому и так далее. Смерти буду вырезать, ну постараюсь. Хотя никто это не поймет, потому что у меня прохождение всегда было тем, что я постоянно прохожу все, то есть ничего не вырезая, это многим нравится. Ну, я буду стараться делать как раньше, но прям сильные вот моменты, когда я прям, не знаю, там буду тупить или часто умирать, я постараюсь вырезать, потому что это все, конечно, хорошо, но все же.
Stays hidden forever. At least, not if I have my say.
Так, ладно. У меня задание просто...
Piper.
Heading my way?
Не
You
важно.
know what?
You know where to find.
Блин, придется проходить все-таки сюжетное. Ладно, давайте пройдем сюжетное. Так, нам нужно куда? Нам нужно недалеко. Ну, вот у нас не открыто, конечно, но мы поближе протанемся и сможем это сделать. Сильно прям вырезать я не буду, чтобы прям видео страшным не стало от этого. Буду нормально, буду делать как обычно. Также вскоре сходим в одно интересное место. Все такое. И, наверное, загрузки все-таки вырезать буду, потому что загрузки это, конечно, хорошо, но лучше и без них, потому что время на них тратить нет смысла. Нифига, какая дверь. Ну, это, понятно, дверь убежища. Выглядит она неплохо. Да, долго какие-то загрузки. Пожалуй, вырежу. Так, зомбачки. Почему они умирают, я, кстати, могу вам сказать. Потому что стоит реалистика weapon дамага. То есть он увеличивает, улучшает игру так, что урон вы наносите теперь x3. То есть как вам наносит x3, так и вы наносите x3. То есть враги вас могут ваншотнуть так же, как вы их можете ваншотнуть. Вот и все. Ладно, это нам не интересно. Давайте уже пойдем к заданию. Все это, конечно, хорошо. Рейдеры всякие вот эти. Но нам нужно идти в здание, поэтому пойдем в здание. Почаще при этом сохраняясь. Убить наш может любой. Что-то какие-то пролагивания, это странно очень. Раньше такого не было, сейчас что-то началось. У меня есть, конечно, вот такая бандура еще. Хорошая, улучшенная. Которую можно убивать. Но патронов на нее немного, как вы видите. Ладно, я немножечко запутался. Надо постараться отсюда побыстрее выйти. Кто там? Мне в голову всадили, нормально. Это нормально. Освободите свой разум. Ну и опять соседи, конечно же. Куда же без соседей-то? Куда же без соседей-то вообще? Война какая-то идет. Надо маркер свой убрать, а то он мешает на карте. Я не знаю, зачем я его поставил вообще. Наш парнишка. Видимо, мы пошли изначально не сюда. Рейдер-босс. Хорошо. Кажется, такой мод я считаю нормальным, потому что когда вы по полчаса в голову врагу насаживаете патроны, это, ну, мне кажется, совсем не нормально. Вам такое не кажется? Мне вот очень кажется. Потому что, ну, блин, где вы такое видели вообще? То есть, чтобы с автомата или с чего-то по часу стрелять в голову. Соседи меня доканывают просто. Потом мы переделаем в 301 калибр, но... Ой, 308. Подождите. Легендарная. И что у тебя? Ошеломляющий. Шанс сломить при атаке. Неплохо. Как вообще туда попасть? Мне больше интересно. Да ё-моё, я опять туда же пришел, где я был. Ну какого хрена? Ну, это вообще ненормально. Ладно, не буду тупить я, наверное. И все-таки вырежу. Как ближе подойдем уже, я продолжу записывать. Кав чуть-чуть я вроде нашел, как туда попасть. Это вообще какая-то дверь, то есть куда-то непонятно. Ну что, заходим. Так.
Well. It's the detective. Tracking down another wayward husband to his mistress.
Why? Someone stand you up?
You trying that, what do you call it? Evasive language on me? And who are you, huh? Valentine's new dick in training?
We're hiring, but, I don't think you'd measure up.
Don't be like that. You just got the look of someone who's in the market for a little insurance.
You better back off. or you're the one who's gonna need insurance.
What was that? I couldn't hear over the sound of all that
Не
pathetic.
получилось.
You hand over everything you got in them pockets.
A little bloodthirsty, are we? Fortunately,
Умри
it's the
нахуй.
right town.
Whoever this Brotherhood of Steel is, I'm not buying that we come in peace malarkey.
I like you already. Walk into a new place, making sure.
Дайте-ка переиграем немножечко, потому что как-то не очень хорошо получилось. Сейчас он меня отвалит.
Well. It's the detective. Tracking down another wayward husband to his mistress.
Why? Someone stand you up?
You trying that, what do you call it? Evasive language on me? And who are you, huh? Valentine's new dick in training?
We're hiring.
Don't be like that.
You better back off, or you're the one who's gonna need insurance.
Well, hey, all right. We'll just say your insurance is paid up for now, okay?
Time out. Nick Valentine makes a rare visit to town, and you're hassling his friend here with that extortion crap? Good to see you again, Nick.
Hancock?
What do you care? He ain't one of us.
No love for your mayor, Finn? I said let him go.
You soft, Hancock. You keep letting outsiders walk all over us. One day, there'll be a new man.
Come on, man. This is me we're talking about. Let me tell you something.
Неплохо.
Why'd you have to go and say that, huh? Breaking my heart over here. Now I know you had old Finn handled back there, but a mayor's gotta make a point sometimes. You alright?
Да.
I'm fine. Thanks for taking care of him.
Good. Now don't let this incident taint your view of our little community. Good
Нормально,
neighbors of the
нормально.
people, for the people. You feel me? Everyone's welcome.
Я тебя понимаю.
Yeah, I feel you.
Good. You stay cool, and you'll be part of the neighborhood. So long as you remember who's in charge.
Без проблем, мужик. Но я не по этому поводу, не по этому поводу в этот город пришел. Так-то. Мне куда-то там дальше.
Brotherhood of Steel better stay out of good days. All I'm saying.
Дом воспоминаний. Ну, давайте вспомним. Что же за информацию мы получим из части чувака этого? Я забыл, как он называется, опять же. Такое бывает.
Well, Mr. Valentine, I thought you had forgotten about little old me.
О,
May have walked out of the den, Irma, but I'd never walk out on you.
Amari's downstairs, you big flirt. Here for Amari, she's downstairs.
ок. Внизу. Где внизу? Понятно. Вниз тут только одна дорога, так что...
Dr. Amari?
Yes, I take it this isn't a social call.
Мост
I need
Келлога.
your help, Doctor. I need the memories from a man named Kellogg. But he's dead.
I know it's asking for a miracle, Amari, but you've pulled off the impossible before.
Are you two mad? Putting aside the fact that you're asking me to defile a corpse, you don't realize that the memory simulators require intact, living brains to function.
Помогите нам.
Please. Nick told me you're the only one who can make this work.
This dead brain had inside knowledge of the Institute, Amari. The biggest scientific secret of the Commonwealth. You need this, and so do we.
Fine. I'll take a look. But no guarantees. Do you have it with you?
Держите.
Here's what I could find.
What's this? This isn't a brain. This is... Wait. That's the hippocampus. And this thing attached to it? A neural interface?
Those circuits look awfully familiar.
I'm not surprised. From what I've seen, all Institute technology has a similar architecture.
Ник совместим?
Nick's an older model synth. Is he compatible?
That's exactly what I was thinking. If we are lucky, it should hook right in. But even if this works, Mr. Valentine would be taking on a tremendous amount of risk. We're talking about wiring something to his brain.
Don't worry about me, Amari. Let's do it.
Не напортачьте.
Just don't damage that brain, you two. I need it.
Trust me, Amari's hands are the safest place a brain can
Я
be.
хотел наоборот на защиту Ника сказать, но сказал я как-то немножечко не так, как хотел бы, но...
If I start cackling like an old grizzled mercenary, pull me out, okay?
Просто пристрелите меня. Не, чувак, я тебя
Let's
стрелять не
see
буду.
here.
Пожалуй, ты очень важен для меня. Ты хороший компаньон, вообще хороший
I
мужик.
need you to keep talking to me, Mr. Valentine. Any slight change in your cognitive functions could be dire. Are you feeling any different?
There's a lot of flashes. Static. I can't make sense of any of it, Doc.
That's what I was afraid of. The mnemonic impressions are encoded. It appears the Institute has one last failsafe. There's a lock on the memories in the implant.
Ха, шифром защищено, нифига себе. Шифр?
How do you lock memories?
The implant is encoding all the mnemonic activity in the hippocampus. Think of it like computer encryption. And we don't have the password. Let's see. A single mind wouldn't be able to crack it. But what if we use two? We load both you and Mr. Valentine into the memory loungers. Run your cognitive functions in parallel. He'll act as a host, while your consciousness drives through whatever memories we can find.
Что произойдет?
Any idea what I'm gonna see in there?
I have no clue. But considering we only have a single piece of the medial temporal lobe and not the whole brain, I doubt it'll be cohesive.
Давайте пробовать. Приступим.
All right. Let's get started.
Just sit down over there and keep your fingers crossed.
Да, я думаю, да, надо бы.
See you on the other side.
Сесть в капсулу воспоминаний. Поехали. Ха, где-то я уже это видел. И это я видел в Fallout 3. Да-да.
Initiating brainwave migration between the transplant and the host.
И хост.
Mnemonic activity coming from the transplant. It's degenerated, but it's there. We're going to load you into the strongest memories we can find. They might not be stable. Just hold on.
Оп. Ну и поехали. Посмотрим, что же мы увидим-то такого интересного. Слышу, кто-то ходит. Кто-то
Can you hear
где-то.
me? Ah, good. The simulation appears to be working,
Whoa.
although the memories are quite fragmentary. I'll try to step you through the intact memories and hope we find one that gives us some clue to the Institute's location. There. This is the earliest intact memory I can find.
Окей. Нифига себе, блин.
Remember, you are experiencing these memories as Kellogge. This may prove disorienting at first.
А, я как Келлог, хорошо.
Turn down the goddamn radio! I'm trying to sleep!
Это я, наверное. Вот, да, вот Келлог вот это. Я.
I was such a dummy back then. What did I know about how the world worked?
Ого.
I think now she wanted me to kill him. I should have. Instead, I ended up running away. I told myself I wanted to find somewhere out from under the thumb of the NCR and all their rules. But really, I was running from the guilt of not protecting her from Dad. Yeah, it doesn't matter now, though.
Ха. Интересно. Мама.
Mom knew how it was. She wasn't soft, but she loved me in her way. And she protected me from Dad. That cost her more than a few beatings. I never knew what happened to her after I left. I didn't want to know. Not then.
Зря ты так, зря. Это все-таки мать.
Dad was either drunk or not around. I guess he must have run with one of the raider gangs, but I never really knew what he did. Don't know why Mom was with him. Maybe at some point in his life he wasn't a complete asshole. People always hoping for something better. I usually end up with something worse.
Ну да, вот это правильный разговор.
Joke.
Что тут еще можно?
What's it mean, Mom? Nothing.
I was such a dummy back then. What did I know about how the world worked?
Ну все, по идее, тогда сейчас дослушаем.
I think now she wanted me to kill him.
This doesn't seem to be
I
what you're
should
looking
have.
for.
Instead, I ended
There
up
appears
running
to be
away.
another intact memory.
I told
close to
myself
you
I wanted to
in
find
temporary
somewhere out from under the
There.
thumb of the NCR and all their
Try that one.
rules.
А вон
But
там.
really, I was running from the guilt of not protecting her from Dad. It doesn't matter now, though.
Так, хорошо.
The thing about happiness is you only know you had it when it's gone. I mean, you may think to yourself that you're happy, but you don't really believe it. Focus on the petty bullshit or next job or whatever. It's only looking back, by comparison with what comes after, that you really understand. That's what happiness felt like. It's gonna be fine. You'll see.
But we don't know anybody here. And now, with the baby?
Come on,
Ребенок.
Sarah, you've got to give it a chance. I finally got steady work with a good outfit. Nothing like that in the NCR these days.
No, I'm not saying this was a mistake. I'm just... Are you sure these guys know what they're doing? They seem kind of green.
I know. But that's where I come in. Just wait. In a few years, I'll be running my own crew. Soon as I make the
Понятно. Так он в это
connections
все и ввязался, я так понимаю.
Then I can give you anything you want. And little Mary, too.
Мэри, интересно, кто
I never
такая.
worried about you before. Must be my mama instincts kicking in. Who knew I had those, huh?
Come on, you're great with her. And you don't need to worry about me. Most of it's just running security for the she. A lot of standing around looking tough.
Well, they sure picked the right person for that job.
Listen, it's gonna be great here. See this? This is what's gonna keep you and Mary safe. I promise.
I know, Connie. I'm sure we're gonna be really happy here.
We are. You'll see. That's okay. I got her.
Let's keep looking. I'll connect you to the next intact memory.
Блин, круто, конечно. Это необычно, но круто. Очень круто.
How did you think this was gonna end, Kellogg?
Голос.
You thought you could just fuck with us, and we wouldn't fuck with you? Just so you know, they died like dogs. And you weren't there to help them.
I found another memory to try. I'll connect you.
Блин, круто. Отсюда можно свалиться, интересно? Нет. Жалко. Вот я думал пропасть в воспоминаниях. Где-то я уже это видел, на самом деле.
Mind if we sit down?
There's always someone who wanted someone else dead. Sometimes just roughed up, but dead was usually what they wanted. Sometimes they thought they could cheat me. That was usually only when I first arrived somewhere. Didn't matter to me. They just took it as part of the job. Little extra thrown in for free. I always got paid in the end.
Голос классный, конечно.
One way or another.
Suit yourself.
There was always a job for someone like me. Didn't matter what it was. Didn't matter who I was supposed to kill. I got pretty good at it. I didn't care where I was going. Ended up mostly wandering east. Getting as far away from San Francisco as I could, maybe. I don't remember much from that time. It all kinda blends together. There was almost always a bar, though. That's universal.
So, I hear you'll take care of people's problems. Is that right?
If you pay me.
Oh, we'll pay you. And, you'll do this all by yourself?
That's right.
We pay you when the job is done. Is that okay?
That's the way you want to do it? So who do you want dead?
Well, it's like this. There's his family. Lives down the creek a ways.
Well, we seem to be getting closer. Try this next one.
Хорошо. Блин, это очень круто, на самом деле, потому что воспоминания Келлога. Келлог был на самом деле неплохой мужик, хоть и наемник, но наемники все такие.
I'm glad you decided to meet with me.
First synths weren't all that impressive. I'm good, but I'm not that good. But the Institute could always make more, and kept making them better each time. They still give me the creeps, but you have to get used to them if you want to work with the Institute. First synths weren't all that impressive. I'm good, but I finally ended up in the Commonwealth. I kinda ran out of road. Plus, I'd come to terms with life. I wasn't gonna be stupid enough to get mixed up with caring about other people again. It was just me against the world. And the world had it coming. You heard all sorts of rumors about the Institute. But I figured they were just a convenient boogeyman for anything bad that ever happened. They were real, all right. They didn't know anything about operating on the surface. Relied on their synths for everything. They had the resources I needed, and I had the expertise they needed. Turned into a permanent arrangement. Suited me just fine. The Institute. I wanted to see for myself if you really existed.
We do, as you can see.
What do you want?
It's come to my attention that you've been rather disruptive of our operations lately. This must stop.
I do what people pay me to do. If that's a problem for you, I could see only one way out.
And what's that, Mr. Kellogg?
If I'm working for you, there's no more problem. From what I hear, you can afford me.
I don't think you fully understand the situation you're in.
I think I do.
Very well. B-748, initiate.
Красава. Красава, Келлог. Вообще нормально.
Impressive. We may have something to talk about after all.
Getting warmer. One of these has got to tell us something.
Блин, прикольно.
We're running out of brain here. There's one that looks mostly intact. Connecting now.
Так, давайте сохранимся перед этим.
Manual override initiated.
I was now the Institute's main operator in the Commonwealth.
Смотрите, где мы находимся.
If they needed something done, they came to me. It wasn't usual for anybody from the Institute to come along on a mission, so this one stood out. They didn't know then who it was we were grabbing from the vault. Of course, neither did they. Not really. The eggheads never liked taking orders from a dirty, contaminated degenerate like me. But they needed me, and I made sure they knew it.
Vault computers are still working. That's good. Checking through the logs. Hopefully it's all...
Just find it.
Pod C6. Down the hall near the end.
Блин. Жена моя еще жива. Это не жена моя. Вот моя жена еще. Блин. Вы издеваетесь. Сука.
Even then, I knew it was a mistake leaving him alive. I understood that kind of revenge. No one better. But I was cocky enough to assume I could handle some soft, pre-war vault dweller, even if he somehow got thawed out. At least I know those Institute bastards will soon get what's coming to them, too. If he could take me out, they won't be able to hide from him for long. I'm glad I didn't have to kill the kid. I'm not saying I haven't done it, but, I never liked to. And yeah, I guess it did remind me of, her. Yeah, I'm a cold-hearted bastard for sure, but, still human. Better this way, though. Better than taking her kid and leaving her alive. I never knew why we didn't just refreeze the rest of them. But we had our orders. Guess the old man didn't want so many loose ends. Too bad he left alive the one person he shouldn't have. I never knew why we didn't just refreeze the rest of them. But we had our orders. Guess the old man didn't want so many loose ends.
Вот реально, смотрите, сколько мы узнаем, офигеть
Too
просто.
bad he left alive the one person he shouldn't have.
This is the one. Here.
Open it.
Жена, жалко. Жалко жену.
Is it over? Are we okay?
Almost. Everything's going to be fine.
Come here. Come here.
I'm glad I didn't have to kill the kid. I'm not saying I haven't done it, but, I never liked to.
Заново.
And yeah, I guess it did remind me of, her. Yeah, I'm a cold-hearted bastard for sure, but, still human. Better this way, though. Better than taking her kid and leaving her alive.
No, I've got him.
Let the boy go. I'm only gonna tell you once.
I'm not giving you Sean.
Вот ты скотина.
Get the kid out of here. Let's go. At least we still have the backup.
Cryogenic sequence reinitialized.
What's the holdup?
I'm almost finished, Kellogg. I just need to confirm. Come on. All right, we're good.
I'm sorry you had to go through that again.
Да
I
уж.
found another intact memory. Whenever you're ready.
Такие воспоминания, конечно, очень больные. Это уже Келлог после всего этого, или как он куда относил, или что вообще происходило? А, это мой сын. Это мой сын, да вы гоните. Погодите, дайте я сохранюсь, переведу дух. Поехали.
His whole setup in Diamond City was part of some elaborate plan of the old man's.
So, good news.
Seems obvious now that we were bait for our friend from the vault. Timing couldn't have been an accident. It's not how the old man works. I wonder if he outsmarted me in the end. Another loose end tied up.
Шона.
It wasn't my idea to settle down with the kid in the middle of Diamond City.
В центре.
I thought it was a terrible idea, actually. But it was one of the old man's pet projects, so here we were. Me and the kid. Like a happy little family. I ended up kind of liking it. A reminder of what my life might have been if things had turned out differently. But there's no going back. I knew it was just temporary. It'd be back to normal business before too long.
Ты что, убивать собрался, что ли?
Kellogge. It's okay. The new breed of synths could easily pass as human. Some of them did. But the coursers, they weren't built to blend in. They were killing machines, pure and simple. Smarter, stronger, and faster than almost any real human. I'm just glad they were always on my side. One of these days, you're gonna get your head blown off just barging in here like that.
Minimizing my exposure to civilians is a priority.
Forget I said anything. So what's the big crisis this time?
New orders for you. One of our scientists has left the Institute.
Left? As in?
Name's Dr. Brian Virgil. We know he's hiding somewhere in the glowing sea. Here's his file.
Тут я как-то мало говорю, но ничего.
Some heads are gonna roll for this. Capture and return, or just elimination?
Elimination. He was working on a highly classified program.
No kidding. One of the top bioscience boys? Damn. So, I guess you're taking the kid back with you.
Affirmative. Your only mission is to locate and eliminate Virgil.
Virgil.
You're taking me home to my father?
Yes. Stand next to me and hold still.
Okay.
Шон. Эх, Шон. Телепортнется, что ли?
88. Ready to relay with Sean.
Bye, Mr. Kellogg. I hope I see you again soon.
Охренеть.
Bye.
Teleportation. Now it all makes sense. Nobody's found the entrance to the Institute because there is no entrance. Let me pull you out of there as soon as you're ready.
Да уж, да уж. Классно, друзья. Ладно, на этом мы закончим данную часть. Сейчас выйдем из этого, я думаю, и закончим. Довольно-таки неплохая часть получилась, интересная. Узнали много нового, узнали много того, что хотели бы узнать в самом начале, но...
Slow movements, okay? I don't know what kind of side effects the procedure might have had. No one's ever done this before. How do you feel?
В общем, всем спасибо за внимание. С вами был Институте. Всем до встречи и пока.